All right. Well, well, we just took a neuromuscular bite on Asia. So the next step is we're going to bring her in we brought her in the X-ray room. We have a planned MECA ultra low dose X-ray machine that we use. We CBCT scanning as well. So what we're going to be doing is checking our measurements, jaw measurements, and also just checking the hard tissue as well. And I'll be talking about that. So right now, just as an intro, we'll be doing the X-rays, and then after they're done, we'll go over what we see. All right, so we're going to be looking at these X-rays that we just took. And first, we do a scout film, which is the Panorex. You can't use a Panorex to diagnose TMJ because it's a superimposition of the medial and lateral poles over one another. So what you're seeing is not correct. So this really isn't correct, but it is showing us some gross deformities of the condyles. And it is showing us that her teeth are flattened, I guess by some kind of dental occlusion efforts at one point. And she's got a retainer in her mouth as well to hold her teeth from moving. So we have all those things. Oh, and she's got some gonial deposition on the angles of the jaw. So we're looking at that and going, okay, fine. We can live with that. Let's do the pink bite. The pink bite is the bite that we took to determine, where she should be. Now, I like this bite. Why do I like this bite? Because let's go look at this. This is the right side, and there's the condyle. Can you see that, Peter? Okay, yes. And the ear is over here. Now look at the spacing. Ready? There's the back of the condyle. There's the front of the joint. Look at the space. Now we have space. Before I couldn't tell. It was really kind of up there, and now we have space, which is great. So the right side has space. Left side, if we blow that up, there's the ear, and there's the condyle. Again, it's misshapen, but now I have some space. It's right here. You can see it. Before I couldn't see. The reason I couldn't see this is because the condyle was there. It's not there now. And the top of the joint capsule, we have some space. So we have space. What does that translate to? Because this is an intracapsular look at a bite position. That simply means that the muscles attached to the jaw have a different range of motion now when she occludes. So we overlay the jaw to this amount of space. So now the muscles are doing this, not this. Okay? So, and this is a good start because as these muscles work that space, they're going to, like we said, they're going to change. So do I like that space? Yes. Not bad at all. Just to show you the difference, see if I can get them both at the same time. Because this is what we took when you first came in. Come on. There we go. All right, so you can see that, well, I showed you the space. I'm going to move it out of the way. I guess we're only limited to this. Okay. So when you look here, it's in here, but I can't tell. This thing is jammed up into the space. That's the ear. So, yeah. And there it is, moving out. Oh, there it is. Now I got it. There it is. There it is. It's right in here. There is no space. We don't have any space back here. And why it's diffuse is the capsule, the joint capsule is remodeling. So bone changes. If you're consistent with dysfunctional position, you'll change bone. Sure. So you'll create spurring, you'll create compression, all kinds of bad things, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. And osteoarthritis is nothing more than spurs. She's got a little spur head right here, which is a form of osteoarthritis. And on this side, now this is good. Let's look at this. Look at the space here on the right. See it? Now look at the space. We're going to change. See how much more this is than here, because the right changed. So this is where we're getting where we are. So you need to see that. So we always cross-index to take a look at this. So that's one thing to look at. All right. Here's what I want to look at. Here's what I want to look at. All right. So we're now looking at some flat plane images. All right. This is her C-spine. What does this look like, guys? Looks like that 5-year-old, doesn't it? Look at that forward head. Look at that forward head. That is enormous. It is, and that has to change. Okay, so what do I want? I want a curve. You got to create a curve. Okay? So this is the cephalometric, which we will send away to get analyzed. All right, so it's just emphasizing what we're already looking at. I'm not really happy with her air. Here's why I'm not happy with her airway. If you blow this up, here's the hyoid bone. 1, 2, 3. The hyoid bone is lifted up. This right here, this base should be down here. If the base is down here, and if we have a curve in the neck, you see that grayish stuff right here? Okay, well that's impingement on her airway. That's soft tissue impingement on her airway from the cervical neck. I just was redundant there. You're creating this problem. You can see it right in here. Okay, so, and she's standing up and awake right now.
Yeah.
And look what we got. We don't have much, okay? So yes, I want a sleep test, okay? ASAP. Here's her again. What do you notice about the vertebrae? Are they straight? Look where they are. Look at the curve. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
These should be dead straight. And then, okay, there's the gonial deposition we saw. Yeah. Well, if they're in that direction, remember this shoulder is off by 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. It's a lot. Okay, it's what we're talking about. So this just proved positive of what we were talking. So this is what I'm going to show Janie tonight when she comes in. And we'll go over that, and she'll take a look at you as well. Okay. Let's do. You ready? All right. Okay, I hope Candace gets a good picture of this. Look at what we have here. So what am I looking at? Look at that lip pout. See it?
Yeah.
Look at that protruded jaw.
Yeah.
See that? I mean, you can all see that. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Okay. Let's do this. You ready? Everybody ready? Okay. There's what she really looks like. All right. This is telling us exactly what's going on with the bones. So, very high coronoid. You see that? It's underneath the zygoma. A high coronoid will tell you that the temporalis muscle is going overtime. If you remember, you were 3s on those temporalis muscles. Okay, so let's take away some bone. I'm going to do that right now. It's coming. There it goes. Look how high that coronoid is. Let's make it higher. Okay. Okay, so now we're close. See how far back you are? There's no space. See it?
Right.
But look at the coronoid. The coronoid is higher than the joint space. That's how you know the temporalis is in trouble. Because it's trying to offset what the mandible can't do. What can't the mandible do? Give you support. It's not giving you support. It will now, but it wasn't before. And that causes this to grow. So this is hypertrophy of the coronoid in the mandible. And you can tell we had no joint space, so let's continue. We're going on the right side. You know, you can pretty much see the same thing, but let's go do it. High coronoid again. There's the joint space. Look, coronoid's higher. There's the jaw. No backspace. You had a little bit of top space, but hardly any backspace. See if we close it down. Kind of interesting to look at this stuff. Kind of scary, aren't you? Well, I can tell you, if I was knocking on your door and you came out looking like that, I would be the other direction pretty quick.
I'd give you candies, trick or treat.
Oh, yeah. Lure me in.
Best costume ever.
Okay, yeah. And then again, we're just looking at the back end of the vertebrae. I don't see a stylohyoid calcification, which is good. All right. I'm going to put the skin back. Okay, let's go up here real quick. And we're just looking at airway. Oh, this airway here, see, this looks okay. But let's go look when we come down by C3. See if there's any problems. Doesn't indicate a problem. See, there, that's the other one. Yeah, it doesn't indicate a problem. I still would, I'd feel better if you took the test. It can't hurt to take the test. So take it and let's check it out. All right. We're going to also, now, just so you know, we have these everything we're looking at here gets sent to an oral maxillofacial radiologist, so he will review these.
Really?
Yeah, I've been working with him a while, a number of years. Anyway, the thing about radiologists is, radiologists see bone, but they don't see the etiology as to why the bone looks like that. You get what I'm saying? So they'll see the bone, and they'll note the position, but they can't go any further than that because that's really all they can do. But the reason we're having them look at it also is, God forbid, there's a some kind of tumor or something we're not seeing medically that they can pick up on. So everybody gets scanned and checked. So we do that. I'm just coming forward into the nose. That's what your nose looks like. Isn't that fun? And that's your sinuses, ethmoidal sinuses. These are your turbinates. Now, what's with the turbinates? Well, if you were going to get a nose job, I would tell you to tell the plastic surgeon to leave the turbinates alone. They usually like to thin them out. Thinning a turbinate out is not good. Turbinates release nitric oxide with oxygen, so it makes it more permeable. And the turbinates on the exhalation, if you keep your mouth closed, provide the resistance to push the oxygen into the lungs. So you want to keep turbinates, but they can get swollen. Now you can say, hey, it'll look pretty swollen. Well, they go, it's cyclical. So one side can get swollen while the other side is open, and then you'll turn your head on the pillow to get to the side that's open, and then the reverse will happen again over a number of hours. So you can kind of make them, they'll go swollen and then unswollen, because they do that. They modulate, just so you know. Okay, so let's keep looking. I'm looking for any asymmetries that I can see. If you really go forward, did you ever? Oh, I'm not going to do this on the tape. Okay, if you look, that's kind of what we're left with if we go to the tip of the nose. Okay. But people tend to look kind of weird when you keep doing that. You look at these long enough, you sometimes do that kind of stuff. Anyway, just checking. Okay, the other thing I'm going to check is her TM joints. Here we are. We're right here. See it? We're looking down, okay, on that joint. That's the side view. Okay, so now you can see that. Okay, what do you see? Look at the shape of this thing. Look at the shape. It's supposed to be round. That's not round. That's as big a spur as you're going to get. We call that a bird beak or a spur. And that's arthritic, okay? Not unusual. Don't get too crazy. You got them too, Mom. Yeah, just going the length of the jawbone. See, it's nice I can go down this whole length. These jawbones are really small, just to let you know. Look at that one. Now we're right by the inside medial pole. Look what she looks like there. Well, that isn't fun. Okay. So we don't like that. So that's the right side. Oh boy. Tell me, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's just so irregular.
Wow. Yeah.
Which one is that, the left?
That's the left. She's only 23, but look at what we've got. We've got a lot of irregularity on these joints. Yeah, look at that. I'm sorry, Asia. But we'll fix it. What you need to know is, will these, look at, now look where I am. This is the lateral pole. Look where we are. Look, There's no space. I told you there was no space. There is no space. What's going to happen is the muscles are going to respond in a good way, okay? But bone won't respond, and we won't correct. I mean, you won't physically see this correction of the bone in the first 5 years.
Wow.
It'll take at least that.
Yeah.
Because this is the densest bone in your body, and the vascularity is not so great.
Yeah.
But will it change? Yes. But that's the whole idea behind consistency. Because so when people go, "I'm gonna have to eat with my orthotic," duh. If you don't eat with the orthotic, where's your consistency? It's almost like an internal facelift. If you look at a person's face, you can look at it like a tent. So a tent has a certain framework to it, right? Okay, but if you needed an 8-foot tent pole and you have a 6-foot pole, what's your tent gonna look like? That's what I'm talking about. So, and over time, of course, when you're not 23, but 46, this kind of stuff isn't going to be very nice for you either physically or aesthetically. Okay? So that's why we're changing what we're changing. So you needed to see these, because this is bad news. But will it get better? Yeah, of course it's going to get better. Because the muscles don't care. You provide the muscles the right range of motion so they can work. That's what they're happy. Those EMGs told us, the muscle said, "Hey, we are happy here. Okay, we're giving you exactly what you want, and now you got to work it." So, coming here, it's a journey in muscle and working the muscles. And since you've been disciplined since a little kid with dancing and doing what you do, I think you've got the idea, and I expect really great things from you. So, I don't expect to see that forward head anymore. By the way, with that forward head change and it's called a lordotic curve. We'll go over it with Jamie.
Yeah.
A lordotic curve, you will gain an inch or two in height easy.
My mother now, like, she's literally like this.
Yeah.
Like, her whole family, all her siblings are like that. Like, all of them.
Okay,
And she's the youngest.
Now stop for a minute, because what did I tell you what TMJ is? It's genetic.
Genetics.
Thank you. So that's
It just has gotten worse in the last probably, like, I would say 2 years. Like, she's always had that. My sister would always say, "Mom, posture, Mom," and it's hard. And you know what?
You can't do it.
Even for myself, when I'm walking, like, I'm so cognizant of, like, and I'm trying to walk like this. It hurts. It's uncomfortable.
We just unpeeled a layer of the onion.
Like,
when you talk to TMJ patients, they might not go forth with this, but the more they think about it, she's got information that she's bringing forth that she wouldn't have told me right away.
Like, even now.
She never said that to me before. This is the first time she said that.
Yeah.
So that's in her head. So what you're gonna see, what you're gonna do is you need to come to a decision of how you're gonna get treated. So just remember that, because you don't want to be your mother.
Right.
Okay.
No.
So now the next point, we've gone through the X-rays. We've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Asia here is going to get help, but she needed help. And tomorrow we're going to be inserting the neuromuscular orthotic, and then away she goes, because she's going to have she's got an appointment with my friend the PT this afternoon. So we'll go over some posture stuff, and she'll have that to take home with her, and we'll work it from there. So we're all set.